Joining me now is election integrity advocate, a former gubernatorial candidate, former senatorial candidate, and director of Voice of America, and my good friend, Kari Lake. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to talk to you about this. For the panicans who complained that where's the accountability, this is a huge day, right?
Well, I think it's a massive step in the right direction to secure elections so that all Americans can have faith when they go and cast their vote, that their vote actually counts and that machines aren't changing things. And it's been a long time coming. You mentioned it, just a little bit earlier, the condemnation for anybody who actually questioned the way elections were being run in the last several years has been so harsh. I mean, people were literally arrested for complaining about elections and talking about elections. Anybody who dared to question how our elections were run when there's a mountain of evidence that they're not run properly, the maladministration happening, the actual fraud happening, it's all there. I don't know what they got out of Fulton County. We have nobody, as far as I know, that is talking about it, has seen the evidence that they presented to a judge. A judge is the one who said, yes, there's enough evidence here to warrant you going in and removing all of this data from Fulton County. So all of these people, whether it be in Fulton County or Maricopa County, people involved in elections who are screaming about this, saying it's wrong what's happening, I think they should sit back and wait and see what's in that. Wait and see what the judge heard, because I'm hoping that the people running our elections today would want to know that if there was some huge evidence of massive fraud presented to a judge, that this is exactly what happened. It would be investigated. And I think there's a lot of nervous people. The interviews I've seen have people, they're practically twitching. They're so nervous. So if they're innocent, if they've done nothing wrong, they have nothing to be nervous about.
That nervous part is really funny, by the way, because exactly right. For years, they were saying there was nothing wrong. The election was fine. Everything was great. I'm proud of the elections, as you heard before. But then we start looking and seeing, just investigating. Nobody has made any conclusions. It's just an investigation. And immediately, they're kind of freaking out a little bit. If they're so sure everything's fine, then why would they even be nervous? And if they're so confident in the election, well, then they would, exactly like you just said, they would want everybody to see how perfect the election was. But there is reason to be concerned. And President Trump has been very clear that this issue needs to be resolved, that these issues need to come to light. And I think this is a step in the right direction. What do you think we might find in this information? I mean, I think this could lead to something, right? I mean, that's what a lot of people are thinking.
Hey, there's 1,000 ways to rig an election, to manipulate an election. And I think in 2020 with President Trump, and frankly in 2022 with my election in Arizona, they had to incorporate pretty much all 1,000 ways to do it. I think they're looking at machines potentially being possibly having foreign influence in our elections. I think they're looking at questionable ballots, possibly ballots that are fraudulent ballots. I think there's a lot of things they're looking at, and my best guess is that somebody is talking. And again, this is just a hunch that somebody is talking, and the people who are out there trying to castigate what's happening and say it's wrong and that we shouldn't be investigating this, they might end up regretting the words they're using right now. We shall find out what's in there. But I will tell you one thing. I know with every cell in my body that election in 2020 was stolen and rigged. My election in 22, and I think we can look back even before that. Our elections have not been secure, and they've been able to put on this theater that, oh, our elections are fine. They're not fine. There's something seriously wrong with our elections, and the people want a fix. They want to know that our elections are secure. We want election reform. And these people on Capitol Hill refuse to even vote for the SAVE Act. Makes you wonder if they know that if elections are run fair and square, that they wouldn't have a snowball's chance in hell to win an election. A lot of people sitting up on Capitol Hill might be thinking that they've won elections because they were run in a fraudulent manner.
Oh, what an important point you're making. I mean, I can't even believe this is a partisan issue. I mean, it's so crazy that somehow people are viewing this, the media and people who don't want us to look into this are viewing it as being a partisan issue. Everybody should want free and fair elections. Everybody should want to know when the polls close that we know who was elected, and there shouldn't be any question on this. This isn't a partisan issue. It's an American issue, and you're exactly right. That SAVE Act needs to move forward. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think all Americans want to feel good about the elections. We need to figure out what happened in 2020. George Papadopoulos posted earlier, and I thought it was great. He said, when they try to arrest a president for complaining that an election is rigged, really suggests that maybe the election was rigged. And look at the aftermath of what happened, right? They try to put the president in jail for calling Georgia and just finding out what happened. So, Kari, I think this needs to happen. I think the Senate needs to do their job, and let's have some more confidence in these
Don't hold your breath on that. But maybe as more and more evidence comes out, remember, it's not just Fulton County where there's problems. Wait till they get to Maricopa County.
Oh, yeah.
That's ground zero. Wait till they get to other states. And we, the people, demand election reform. We want fair, honest elections that we can all live with. And, you know, I remember President Trump, he always said to me, we ask Kari anything, and you ask her a question about anything, and she always brings it back to talking about the need for election reform. You ask me how the weather is, I might say, well, it's great, but I can't enjoy it if we don't have fair elections, because we won't have a country any longer if we don't turn our elections around so that every legal vote counts, whether you're the most liberal Democrat on the in the country or the most hardcore conservative. I want your vote to count, and then we can live with the results.
Yeah, I tell you, if the shoe was on the other foot, the left would literally tear down the walls to get to the bottom of this and secure the election.
That's right.
So, Kari, thank you so much for your advocacy on this. Thank you for all the work you do. Thank you for joining today. This is probably, I know it is, not probably, this is the most important issue that must be resolved before 2026. So thank you for being here.